Hi guys, thank you Dr. Mixa for your flexibility. My husband was out of town this week and I couldn't find anyone to put my daughters to bed. So I had to email this in, and so thank you for working with me on that. I will report on the book that I chose was called Envisioning Information by Edward Tufte. And overall, I thought it was a fabulous book. It was entertaining, easy to read, not too technical, but technical enough for you to get the information that you needed. There's some humor in there, lots of pictures, and all in all, I really thought it was a wonderful book. I purchased the e-version of the book, so I'll put you on my iPad so you can see some of the pictures. I think the best way to share what the book is about is to pick out some examples and to demonstrate or exemplify some of the things that he talked about. So let me get you over to my book and quickly go through some of the topics talked about on envisioning information. The first chapter that he talked about is called the micro-macro technique, which is where you take a great deal of information, the details in particular, and put them in a format where you don't lose the overall picture. So this is a picture of Midtown Manhattan where there's definitely a lot of detail in the windows and the trees and what the front of the buildings look like, the structure of the buildings. So there's a great deal of detail, but you don't lose the overall picture of the intersections and the street numbers. And so the information consumer can quickly get their bearings and figure out where it is that they are and where they want to be. So that's the macro-micro technique. The next chapter was on layering and separation. Sorry. Which I think this is a good example. This is a picture of an IBM copier and its parts, where the parts are black, but the labels are in red. So again, the information consumer can quickly see, since the information is layered, all the black is one source of information, all the red is another, and you can quickly combine the two so that you get the information that you need without being overwhelmed by too much ink, so to speak, when you're trying to figure out what part is what or where it goes. The next chapter was on small multiples. Sorry. Which is taking information and portraying it together relative to the same setup, where you get a deeper understanding of the discrimination. So being able to put all of these, this is from the Hudson and Manhattan Railroad Company, being able to put all of these trains together, and you can see when there are two red lights on, this is what it means. But you can quickly see that there's also the opportunity for two red lights and three lower red lights to be on, and then that means something different. And there could be yellow lights, there could be one red and no light, there could be a red and a green, and so you can quickly get, with this discrimination, the comparison between the use of these lights. So that's the technique of small multiples. Tufte talked about the use of color in information and how overwhelming it can be. Where did that one go? Here we go. To use color, however, it could be used strategically to quickly convey information, like in this elementary geometry textbook. with the ability to use color, you can quickly identify the angles and say something like, because this yellow angle is a right angle, then you know that each of the red angles on the exterior are also going to be 90 degrees. And you could talk about the curvature and the lines inside. And you can imagine if this were not in color, the amount of text and referencing that would have to happen, and that could get incredibly confusing. And so using color can quickly get the information that you need out to your information consumer. It's efficient, quick, and easy. The last chapter was on using displays for space and time. And I thought this was a great example. This is from the Czechoslovakian Air Transport Company. And each circle represents a hub. And then you can see the flight patterns across the hubs. So quickly you get an idea of the size of each hub. And, some are very small and some are quite large. And the distance relative to each hub. Let me zoom in. Inside each hub, you get arrival and departure information and how long each flight is. So very quickly, your information consumer can find out how long it will take to get from one hub to another, how complicated or uncomplicated that flight may be, and the times in which they could go from one hub to another via some of the other ones. So again, if this were in text or in some sort of just chart, it could be really hard and ineffective. But if you use pictures or this kind of graphic, you get a better feel for the information and get it to your consumer effectively and efficiently. Edward Tufte is cited approximately 185 times per article. So I get the sense that he's a very well read and a very influential publisher. I think he's probably putting out information mostly for like computer graphics, web designers, that kind of a thing. But I think anybody in our department would benefit from information about displaying information in this kind of format, using graphical techniques to convey information, because I think our job in any situation is really to convey information in an effective and efficient manner. And he definitely laid out some great techniques in which to do so. That was my book, Envisioning Information. Highly, highly recommend it. A very easy read, but very, very informational. Thank you.